Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video and thanks for joining me. So in today's video we're going to be doing an unboxing and setup of the Oase Thermo 350. So that's something that interests you, then please stay tuned. Without further ado, let's crack on with today's video. Bye! Okay, so welcome back. So for those of you who've been following the channel for a while, you would know I bought the Oase 350 for the disc escape. Now that has been set back a little bit because I had to empty this room and I won't go into that and bore you with that again. But if you want to know what's been going on, I'd recommend you go and check out some future videos. Now, I wasn't going to plan on opening this and setting this up until we had the disc escape ready to go. But unfortunately, the angelfish and discus tanks been moved into the other room, and I noticed this morning that the flow on the filter, which is a Fluval 206 canister filter, is pretty much gone. This very slow trickle of water. So I need to get a new filter onto that tank. So we've got this one to hand, which is probably a good thing really, because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to get a 600 for the disc escape. So good chance to test this out, check out how the flow is, and then we can probably know exactly what filter we want for the disc escape as well. So enough of me waffling on, let's get this box opened. So for those of you who haven't heard of, this is an Oase filter like I said. So this is the Biomaster Thermo 350. So this filter contains a heater as well, so you don't have to put the heater in the tank and avoid more equipment than you need in there. If I can get the box open. Okay, so what have we got? So we've got some cardboard boxes, which don't have anything in them. So don't need that. Okay, what else have we got? Okay, so I can see the filters in there, and we've got another box, which hopefully are the attachments, but it looks pretty much put together. Let's take it out and have a look. Okay, probably fixtures and fittings, we'll take a look at that in a sec. And the filter with a handy carry handle, amazing. Okay, set this down. I'm just being careful because the table I'm using is actually Castro by Cubanitinols vivarium, so I'm trying not to disturb it too much. Have we got anything else? Packaging. Packaging. And more packaging. And we can get rid of the box. Okay, so why don't we set this aside first and we'll take a look at the attachments, see what we've got. Okay, so let me just put that down there out the way. Okay, now I haven't really used Oase much. Now for years I used Fluval canister filters. I think I've had 3 206s, a couple of 207s and a 306 I think as well. And I've always historically used them. Now, up until this year, I probably would have still recommended them. But I've had a few issues, so the 2 original canister filters I had, one broke for the 20-gallon nano tank. Now it's springing a leak, so not great. Obviously the one is gone now and the flow is just gone, and what other one was it? Anyway, most of them leak or fail eventually, which I didn't think they did, but this year has told me they definitely do. So I'm not slagging them off, I'm sure other companies have similar issues. I'm not being paid by Oase, obviously. So this is impartial, haven't used it yet, and I'll come back and do a review on what I think about this filter once I've had a chance to have it set up. But what have we got? So it looks like we've got our intakes and outtakes. I think that is if you don't use the heater. Got a tiny little bit of tubing, don't know why. Looks like here we've got our intake, and we've got a couple of spray bars. Manual, leaflet, manual, leaflet, manual. Plenty of reading. And what have we got here? Looks like some stoppers, probably for the bottom, but let's have a look. Okay, so we've got all our bits. Now we've got some tubing, which is darker than what I'd normally choose. Probably a good thing actually for now. So I don't actually have any pipe cleaners. We'll probably replace this with some clear. It just looks a bit nicer. It doesn't mean you need to clean the pipes, but we'll get some pipe cleaners for that. But that'll do for now. Right, let's take a look at the filter and then we can start setting it up. Okay, so this is the filter itself. Okay, I think we perhaps need a little bit more light. What was that? Better? Okay, so we just need to attach the clips, like so. And there should be some on the other side. There we go. Now this should pop off. I'm always afraid to be too rough for things to break them. There we go. Okay, so a lot stronger than I give it credit for. Okay, so if we take the unit out, you can see this is the head unit. So, as you can see, so there's the intake there and the simple sponge filter in there, so that's the pre-filter. Now I'll go through a little bit more about that in a sec, but as you can see, the heater there fits inside the canister filter at the top. And that just simply then slides in there. Okay, so like I said, you just remove the top like that. So, right, okay, so as you can see, the intake and outtake unit is here. So as you can see, there's an intake. So as you can see, there's an intake here and an outtake there, and these adjust, and this unit does come out. So to remove this part of the filter, you slide this across here. As you can see, the unit is moving along with it. But we don't need to take that out for a moment. So pretty sweet there, easy access. Okay, so one of the main reasons I really like this filter, not only because they've got a good reputation, but also because I'm not a fan of equipment in the aquarium, which I'm sure a lot of you are the same. So this is the heater, so we should just be able to turn that bit, there we go, and it releases the heater. So nice little unit there, and amazing, great not to have these eyesores in the tank. So easy maintenance there as well. Now to secure it back in, I think it's just a case of turning this lever here, pushing it down, and it doesn't actually click, but that is fastened back in. Now the other good thing for this is you can actually manually set the temperature for the heater there without going and getting your hands wet and opening up the filter. So why don't we open this up now? We'll take a look at what's inside. If I remember how to do the clips properly, open up that. So a little tip, if you want to open the side catches, they're two different. Two are the same on front and back, two are the same on either end, but they are different to each other. So if you want to remove these ones, you need to lift up the handle because it's got a clever little locking mechanism on there to stop people getting into your filter as well. And that was a lot easier, so that's why I couldn't open it first. And clip these, easy as peas, with a lovely little carry handle where you can remove the head unit. Okay, so pretty similar to other canister filters. So this one's got a little stopper. And then we've got another tray for sponge, another tray of sponge, another tray of sponge, and another tray of sponge. Amazing. They've also given me some media, which is plastic, floats. But we've already got some pre-cycled media. We may add this to it for future setups, so we've got some cycled media. Now the only last thing in there is just this tray for the bottom. Nothing very exciting. So why don't we go ahead now? I'll go and get the filter from the old tank. We'll set this up and then we'll try and get it going. Okay, so we're back. So I've taken the filter off the angelfish and discus tank now. So we're going to fill the trays full of the existing media. So we've got plenty of media here. Now, this is the same sort of principle as when I taught you in the past. Hello, I can see you now. This is the same principle as I've showed you in the past when you want to set up a tank straight away without letting the tank cycle. So it's just a case of removing some existing media, so whether that be sponges, got some ceramic media in here as well, so anything like that. Now, you should then be able to start the tank straight away. So by adding all this existing media, I should be able to use this new filter straight away for the discus. So we're going to start off by putting some ceramic media in the first tray. Now you can sort of see there's quite a lot in there, so we'll use as much as we can. Now there are some bits that might fall through, so just double check. Okay, so we've got some ceramic media, various different kinds. We've also got some sort of lava rock, bit of sponge, so it's all covered in beneficial bacteria. So that's exactly what we need. So now what I'll do is I'll top that up with the new media, so then we'll have even more cycled media in the future. Now this media is going on the bottom tray. Let's just make sure we fill this up as much as we can. Now, the reason you'll see different types of media from this filter is, one, I like to try and keep different types just so we can have as much surface area for beneficial bacteria to cling on to. But not only that, is as you've noticed, I've probably, in my past room, I probably set up every single fish tank in that room or anything with water with media from one canister filter, which is the one that's just broken. So always good to have loads of media on hand, so when we set up new tanks then we can take some out and replace it with new, and I'll just drop some through there. Just add a little bit more and put the next tray on. So we'll add another tray in, but we'll just put the sponge in, which is just simple sponge, on top of the biological media. Now we might put some more biological media in the middle. So we'll remove this sponge. We've also got some sponges there, which I'll probably add as well, which probably got a ton of biological media on them as well. Okay, so let's add, there you go, so there's a sponge in there that I put in if we need an internal filter at any point. We can just chuck that straight in the filter and get it going. So we'll still add those in because we probably still want to do those projects in the future at some point, or for quarantine. There you go, so that's all the biological media I've got. And then we'll add the remainder of the new ceramic, well not ceramic, plastic media. Now when you're looking to fill your filter, you want to make sure that you try and get the best quality stuff you can, and what I mean by that is something with as much surface area as possible. Now it will just help beneficial bacteria grow. Add some bit of sponges in there as well. Add a bit more. Might need the trusty knife. And spray myself in the face with fish poo. All right, happy days, right. Okay, so we've got a bit more in there now. So you can see there's some sponge and ceramic and some plastic media in there as well. And this bottom is ceramic and plastic, then we got a layer of sponge and then some more ceramic, sponge and media. So we've got another sponge which we'll add in. Actually, no, we'll add more of the already cycled sponge in this one, I think. So we'll just try and put as much of that in there to fill it as we can. Okay, as you can see, it doesn't have to be fitted in perfectly, but let's just try and use as much of that media as we can. So there we are, push that in there, that in there. And squeeze that in there, and then we've got rid of the remaining sponges. It just seems a waste not to use the bacteria really. So last tray of the sponge that come with the filter already on top of our existing sponges, and then we just put the cap back on the top. Ta-da! Right. So we've still got some sponges left, so I'll always keep hold of this because essentially when there's room in any of my filters, I'll start cutting this up and putting it in there to cycle. Again, there'll be more surface area for beneficial bacteria and more things we can sort new setups with in the future. Right, time for the top. Okay, so let's get the top back on. Everything should line up into the holes, like so. Okay, it's nice and secure. So, the other feature I want to talk to you about as well is that it's always a pain in the ass to clean out your filter. So, if you unlock these, like so. Now for some reason, I think you have to unlock both to unlock this one, but you only have to unlock this one to unlock that one. So, hey, so the point I'm trying to make is this should then turn and come out. So this is the pre-filter. So for those of you who hate tank maintenance, now you unclip these here, take that off, there we go. And that comes off the bottom. Now easy to clip back on. Now the important bit is this bit, so you want to unclog that bit, and there's your pre-filter. So sponge pre-filter. So this is the first part the water will get to, and will remove any of the basically poop and bits of food and debris. So that'll prevent that then from going into the biological medium filtration. Now all this means is that once, let me put it back on. So now when I want to clean my filter, all I do is remove this bit. There we go, and then we should be able to lock that back into place, like so. And also, this part serves as your pump. So, all we need to do once it's set up, press the button down, and we're good to go. Like so. So, let's go and get the intakes and outtakes sorted, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've simply assembled the intake and the outtake. So it's difficult to film in that room because it's so crowded that all the stuff that's missing out in this room is in that small room, so it's going to be difficult to film. So I'm going to go probably silent for a while and just show you what I'm doing. So why don't we go ahead now and try and set this filter up, and then I'll rejoin you. Hey, okay, so welcome back. And it feels a bit more like normal surroundings. So, sorry it's been a little bit of a long video today. I didn't plan on getting this video done today, but obviously the discus and the angelfish filter failed, so there was no other option other than to put a new filter on, basically. So, I was going to do a video on this when we set the discus tank anyway, so I hope you found this useful, and I hope that you'll go and check out Oase's line of filters. It's something I'm definitely going to be doing now going forward. Now, we started with a small canister filter for the 8845P. Now, as well, obviously we've got the 350 on the angelfish and discus tank. Now, after seeing the flow on there, I'm probably going to look to get a 600 for the discus tank and maybe an additional filter, but we'll see how we get on. But definitely a range of definitely worth checking out. I think as a company, whilst they're amazing, they've probably not heeded for a couple of years for fish keepers. A lot of their lines are in ponds and things like that. But definitely a brand to go and check out. Now, as always, I'll leave a link down in the description for this filter, so if it's something you're interested in, then definitely go and check that out. If you can hit my link and support this channel, I'll get a small royalty, not much, but it helps bring this channel forward, make this room even better, and care for the animals as best as we can. But I think that's enough from me for one day. I think this is probably going to be like a 20-minute video. But as always, if you do me a massive favour, if you're a new subscriber, then hello, and if you can just make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, if you're a regular viewer, thanks for sticking with me, and if you can just give me that thumbs up and just drop me a comment, just show YouTube you're enjoying this sort of content and allows you to make more videos like these. Also, as well, I'm going to be doing another Q&A video very soon. I did one a while ago now, and I quite enjoyed doing that, so it would be a good chance to get another one done. So if you can drop me a comment of a question you'd like to ask me, you can ask me literally anything, and I'll give you a shout out and include you in that video. But I think that's enough of me waffling on. I think we've done enough work for today. let's finish this video. Thanks very much for joining me. See you next time. Bye.